Today is October 8th, 2024. Yesterday on October 7th, 2024, I was at Altman Hospital. I walk in. If you want another human trafficker, that was part of defrauding FBI agent John. For FBI agent John fell for the stun on tape before. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent actually fell for that? It was only a stunt. You're kidding. Is that what's going on? FBI agent John fell for the stun on tape before. Those people? You want one of the human traffickers that was doing it to me before? Confessing. Okay. I walk into Altman Hospital about 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Through the doors. I just got bit by a dog last week. Got hurt pretty good. Okay. See, so little Quincy, when you see a dog, a big one, you don't know. Well, this black dog's walking towards me inside the hospital. It's one of those service dogs. Still clench a little bit. Walk on by. We go to go upstairs. And as we're going up the stairs, there's a guy saying stuff as I'm going up the stairs. That dog knew to bite you because he knows you're a weirdo. Okay? We went to Will with what we learned about hurt you before, and that's why nobody helped you. Okay? And I'm like Quincy walking up the stairway. You're lucky my boyfriend has hard of hearing at a time. Well, it's not that he's hard of hearing. You just can't talk soft around him. He has to pay attention. Okay? Because a lot of times they ask me to speak up. Okay? One of these days, I'm going to turn around. If he wasn't have been with me, I'm going to grab my phone, act like I'm on my phone, saying, oh my God, one of those child molesters, human traffickers, are in here harassing me. One of the ones that had drugged me up and told me to say stuff and then photoshopped that shower scene is in here harassing me. Oh my God, it's one of the ones that defrauded that FBI agent. You're going to play me one day and I'm going to be alone and I'm going to get you back. My dad taught me when I was little, the better person walks away. The better person's tired. I'm going to start yelling it out. So if you want one of the ones that defrauded FBI agent John, one of the human traffickers, I don't know him. Never met him. I didn't even turn around to look at him. But I'm not even going to acknowledge you. He'll be in the entrance of Altman Hospital as we walk up the stairs. Around 8 o'clock in the morning. I have cameras. Okay? We walk through the hospital, go downstairs. I'd have a CT scan. We're waiting for me to be seen. I go in the back. Some of the people in the radiology department, the doctors and hospitals made a lot of mistakes with her before. Nobody's to say a word. I know. Okay? And they're talking. Right? We go to leave. I'm trying to find the right elevator. Go around the corner. There's guys with black hair walking off. We all found the tape of them making fun of FBI agent John for this. I know. I get home, the neighbors were talking. Even the hospital was saying today that the doctors and hospitals made mistakes with her before. See, they sold the login. And how much you want to bet where the Portage County Chief of Police is telling everybody not to believe me, not to help me. That is like the Tuscarora Sheriff said, he's sending out emails for that. You know, the cartel paid off another sheriff $100,000 in Ohio. And other police officers, they're all in jail. He's biding his time. He's got caught stealing from drug cases money, using inmates as personal servants, and a false drug bust where he framed two guys where it was baking soda, wrote it up, what was it, meth or something like that. Arrested them, charged them with it. Didn't think they had money to defend themselves and bail out. Well, they did. Got a hold of the Secretary of State. They're now involved. He's got caught framing people. Where he's stealing the money from the cases. Is Pete his drug contact? He's filtering the drugs from the drug bust there? Where they said they wanted somebody's drug contacts up there? Was it him? Because one of the guys from the case showed up and said they were actually after him. And why did you have to sacrifice me? He's crooked enough to do all this in front of people. You just had to bide your time. Is he the one that sold? Where M13 is hacking protected live cases and live streaming them on the internet. It's on Google. But it makes you wonder, did he sell the login? Because honestly, he's got caught selling other stuff. So him selling the login for money, wouldn't put it past him. So that makes you think it's him and Pete framing Judge Timothy Ludick and Judge Steven and the real retired Judge Pete. It's them. Right? People were talking yesterday and today about the guy, Pete, that did this to me, that even the police have acknowledged he's nothing but a child molester. Where they said it a couple months ago in Walmart on the Strip. We all know the guy that did this to her before is nothing but a child molester. Why is that agent playing with him? People were saying it today in Bob Evans. Nobody's just say a word. Everybody realized how not funny this is. The guy that did it to her before is a child molester, and even the police know it. Well, what part of you didn't understand it was a drug cartel doing it to me before? What part of they told you people they were human traffickers? Human traffickers sell women and children for sex slaves and to be murdered. They told you they were selling women and children to prostitute them the rest of their lives. Then people disappeared. They told you it was them. You didn't understand that? They called them nothing but fucking child molesters doing this to me before. January to March of 19. Are you all slumped? I had some idiots on the other side of the Vider. Bob Evans. Talking to my friend this morning. I said, you know, the prosecutor's office said it's nothing but a fraud scheme. I made the biggest mistake they did at your home. It's the right to privacy. I said, even where the cops have acknowledged the guy that Pete, that my ex hired on his own, I hope they get him. My world will be a safer place once he's in jail. He's the one Dave hired on his own. For we all work for the king from Texas. We are his men. Dave hired us. He's a drug lord. Hired Pete on his own. Michelle rode with the big truck guys that said they were grabbing and selling people. Florida girl. She's a Florida human trafficker. What part they told you they were selling people you didn't understand? People disappeared. And other people can recognize the big truck guys that follow you and harass you. They're human traffickers. Try to grab you. She's riding with them. The one they call Michelle and Lauren. Hope they get that, Pete. He's my rapist. Where by the second week, I was covered with bruises, throwing up, heart racing, almost passing out in front of the neighbor, and then waking up with injection marks and personal infection so bad I couldn't hardly pee. He was human trafficking me under drugs out of my own home. I found out where they were stabbing me with needles or lacing drinks. They were raping me and letting other men rape me under drugs, drug me up and tell me say stuff. So I'd be so stoned I wouldn't know what happened. That's a bitch move. And photoshopping a feminine wifey above the toilet in a shower scene in the other room to make me look weird. He's satanic. It's a sextortion scam. It's a big drug scam. Fraud scam. And I was going over it with my friend how my son and his wife, how they try to frame him and his family. And they didn't know anything about it. On December 24th, 22, I confronted them. Do you know where they kicked in my door on the 6th day? They said yes. I said, did you know about button cameras stalking me? No, cyber stalking through button cameras is a federal crime. Okay? I said, did you know about a shower scene in the other room to make me look weird? No. I said, do you remember the orange, lemon, and grapefruit-sized bruises all over me? Yes. Almost passed out in front of the neighbor by the second week? Yes. And it kept happening? Yes. Did you know they were drug beating me and tell me say weirdo stuff? No. Thought you were working too hard and bruising too easy. We didn't know. Kids come out of the room. Grandma's at, what's going on? We didn't know. And hugged me. That's where people are like, her family didn't know. Nobody knew. Okay? Told you, John defended me on Thanksgiving of 18 when I heard his kids in the basement say the house wasn't meant for Grandma, it was meant for Auntie Shell, and Papa and Grandma need to get out. Look down, they're all in a huddle laughing, seeing crazy crap go sit by. Dixie and the baby, and Flora comes up, they're saying mean things in the basement. Dixie's like, stay out of it. So I go over to John, what's going on? I don't know, Mom. His ex-wife, Melissa. He said, Melissa will just have the kids make up something. I told her you're going through a divorce and you're going to be moving out. And she'll just have the kids make up something. But don't worry about it. Nobody could say anything bad about you. She'll probably have her church people make up something too. But trust me, Mom, no one could say anything bad about you. So don't worry about it. It's like, well, you shouldn't have said anything till it happened. Well, I already did. But since nobody can say anything bad about you, don't worry about it. I go to Dave to clarify everything. Taped him, of course. Talked about Melissa going to have the kids lie because of the divorce. Church people, too. They're going to just make everything up. John defended me. And he even defends me. Karen, you're good to the kids, you're good to the grandkids. You would never hurt anyone. You're good to everyone, no matter who it is. I taped him, of course. Went to Joshy. I've never done anything bad or wrong. Never said you did. Went to the twins. The same thing. I've never done anything bad or wrong. That's the truth. Always been good to you, yes. Same with his girls. And Flora ratted out John and Mel's kids. October 23rd, 2019. Of course it never happened. Of course it wasn't true. We made it up. They were games of pretend. Chuckling, I would have spanked him. They're documenting me games of pretend. Told a bunch of adults they were pretending. Okay? They're documenting me jokes. I was found innocent of everything by Thanksgiving of 18. After I talked to Dave, the two young FBI agents that remind you of my son Joshy showed up at Walmart 62 talking to a bunch of cops. Why are they having those kids make all that shit up? Well, they're just trying to scare her out of the house. That's it. We interviewed her whole family. They spoke very highly of her. By Thanksgiving of 18, I had went to Altman Family Physicians. The cops and the vets are in the back. And there's cameras in the room. And they said, you know, you always blame the steroids. But they had you on so many medications. Hard telling which ones or the combination thereof made everything swell up and everything quit working. It was the medication making you sick before. They told them it was medical malpractice fraud. They were ripping me off, and it was medicine making me sick. It's proven when I got off of it. It took me 9 months to get well, and I got well. Okay? It's documented. Now, even by the police officer, Mark documented it. And that some other woman was even using my insurance for like 15 years. Probably one of Dave's side girlfriends. Okay, so we're going to go back through this. Found innocent of everything. My part of the case was over by 2018. Thanksgiving of 2018. Like they said, these people are pulling nothing but fucking shit. Okay? All right, so, you know, years ago, if the FBI or police wants to pull Charles Hall. Okay, Charles Hall Sr. He lived in Canton. Okay. He had his first wife, Marjorie, died. He married Wanda afterwards. His kids, grown men, 50s, okay? Where he's in his 70s, and so is Wanda. He's starting to get in dementia. And they were living in her house. He had the house in Canton, okay? Well, he had fell and broke his head. She had a hospital bed, had people come in and help her take care of him. She started having her own health issues. She couldn't take care of him anymore. He's a 200-pound, 6-foot man. I'm surprised she did as much as she did. I told those boys they need to take care of their dad. Dave is adopted. His real mom is Charles's daughter, Juanita, that died. And he's actually Charles's grandson. But he adopted him. Okay? Alright? And so his brothers are 20 years older because they're actually his uncles. Well, Charles and Jerry, Juanita didn't know where they had watched him. They had told him, now this is documented by the social workers in the nursing home he stayed at. They had a fight to get that house back where they watched him. He had told the social worker, they had told him he had to take some kind of medication. He felt sick, and he didn't remember signing his deed to his house over to him. They had drugged that old man up when he was married to Wanda. Well, he had to go in a nursing home. That nursing home wanted that house. Okay? They didn't have rights to Wanda's. But they wanted that paid off house. Okay? They threatened to put him on the streets. And she went to get, sign that, have him sign over that house. Found out it was in Jerry and Charles's name. Charles Jr. Oh my Lord. She had to get an attorney, threatened to prosecute him. He told a social worker, and that social worker documented that they had gave him some kind of medication he didn't remember. And they had drugged him up and stole his house. Well, they finally got the house back, enough time to keep him in the nursing home. And then it had to be, when he passed, it was sold and given to his 3 sons. They're so crooked, that Jerry and Charles, that, I mean, when the nursing home got done, there was only like, what, 9 or 10,000 left, maybe 12. They left Dave a penny more, just a penny, 1 cent. Jerry put down a penny. He won't get a penny more than my brother. But they had, if you actually pull Charles Hall Sr. from Canton, his deed for the Canton house, it'll go from his name to either just Jerry's or Jerry and Charles. And that'll be flipped around quite a bit. They did a land contract with somebody and sold it real quick. Okay? Now think about that. They have drugged people up and took stuff from them before. You can actually pull Charles Hall Sr. from Canton. That was married to Marjorie, then Wanda Rhodes. And where he's in the nursing home documented it. Social worker. Alright, I'm going to upload this. It's been a lot. I mean, yeah. And then, who is those people with the dark hair in the basement of Altman Hospital walking off? We all found the tape of them making fun of FBI agent John for falling for this. That was a year and like 4 months ago. Where you been? And who the hell are you, and are you slow? June 7th, 23, 10:11 in the morning. FBI agent John fell for the stunt on tapes before. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent actually fell for a stunt on tapes before that was only a stunt? You're kidding. Is that what's going on? FBI agent John fell for the stunt on tapes before. Is that why they got away with it? Name and title and cackle again. Lighthouse Tabernacle, Katie's sister Jody, and the cartel publicly mocking him. They sold it to 5-year-olds, teenagers. People from Fairlawn to Hartville, Canton, Massillon, North Canton, have all been talking over the last year how they made fun of that federal agent. I've been told by police officers no law enforcement would ever fall for a drug scam. Prosecutor's office is a fraud scheme. They did the biggest mistake they did in your home, where you had bruises you couldn't explain, throwing up, dizzy, You were probably being drugged, being raped. You had all the signs. Okay? And drugging you up until you say something. We all know those date rape, amnesia drugs are sleepwalking. They can control you. I never seen or talked to anybody. I thought it was the well water killing me, washing in it. Okay? Wake up with marks that look like injection marks and more, and personally infected. Sick what they did to me. Photoshopping of effeminate wipey above the toilet in the other room, showering in the other room to make you look weird. Huh? It's clicking and pasting. Take words out of sentences, other sentences, tape over, make a new tape. Put your head on somebody else's body, change your hair color, eye color, clothes. It's a big fraud scheme. They made the biggest mistake they did in your home. It's right to privacy. My apologies.